Hello, YouTube. Welcome in. We are with the golf cart, and they are talking about the last honest streamer. I would like to say I'm one of them, but at the same time, I'm not one of the big ones. This is CaseOh. I don't know a lot about CaseOh. I don't know how. I just know that he popped up at one point and was like some sort of crazy phenomenon, and everybody knows him, and I have not heard a single negative thing about this man. This man is just an absolute pillar of good on the internet, which is something we seriously need in this day and age. So let's learn a little bit about CaseOh.
For whatever reason, the internet loves the spectacle. The bigger it is, the louder it is, the more expensive it looks, the better it performs. Look at the top of Twitch right now. It's flooded with million-dollar mansions, celebrity subathons, streamers buying their 10th dream car. Everything seems to be built around the question, how much money can we burn on?
And then just over-dramatizing their expressions, and then inevitably shitting on somebody in some way, shape, or form.
Camera.
And
then there's this guy. CaseOh is interesting because on paper he's doing almost everything wrong. His production quality is kind of garbage.
CaseOh, where did he come from? 200,000 viewers playing Fall Guys yesterday.
Yeah, it wasn't even zoomed in or cropped.
His setup isn't designed to be some massive content machine. Half the time he's live, he's playing some random game most people have never even heard of.
Your costume sucks, kid.
I mean, when your entire job is getting people to watch you, you don't turn down a Mr. Beast video. But CaseOh did.
CaseOh did not respond to my message.
And some
good. Because, like, that's one of the things that that we are very much lacking nowadays, is actually people trying to make content for fun. Like, making actual fun content. But the problem is that there's not a lot of people looking for that content either anymore. Everyone's looking for the next drama video. Everyone's looking for the next video game to shit on, or the next actually good. Actually, no, nobody's looking for good media. Everyone's looking for bad media. Everyone's looking for shitty people and shitty media in order to absorb that, because we want to, shit on something. That's just what the internet has become. We just want to shit on things for no reason. Hi.
Somehow, despite doing the opposite of what the internet tells creators they're supposed to do, he's still one of the biggest streamers on the planet. How does that happen? The honest answer is that none of this should have worked, because CaseOh's had the odds stacked against him since day one. Case Baker grew up in rural Arkansas. His hometown has a population just over 1,500. It's the kind of place where a new Walmart
hopes for super opening week
makes the front page, and where the churches outnumber the stoplights. Towns like that don't have a lot going on. So, as a quiet kid, Case did what quiet kids in quiet towns have always done. He disappeared into a screen. In this case, a PlayStation.
I'm the same way. I lived in a quiet town. I was a quiet kid. So, when I would play video games and all that, like, that's the main reason why I don't play video games as much anymore, is because I get so absorbed into them that I tune out everything. Literally everything around me. And I will lean into a video game, start playing it, and then I'll look up and I'll be like, oh, is it already nighttime? And somebody will be like, no, it's nighttime 3 days later. Where have you been? And then I just feel shitty because I just stopped interacting with people that I care about, or stopped doing anything for myself other than playing this silly game. Like, I love video games. It's just I'm scared of my addiction to video games.
Call of Duty on repeat. And when YouTube started blowing up in the early 2010s, he was right there watching Nadeshot and the Optic guys build something that didn't exist a decade earlier. He watched gaming turn from a thing you did after school into an actual career.
Well, how does this sound? Making a living and even a small fortune.
Him and literally like hundreds of thousands of other people. So many people. We all watched Markiplier, PewDiePie, and Jacksepticeye doing this exact same thing. Like, they were playing video games and getting paid for it. They were making a living playing video games. And it felt like, we can do that? You can do that? This is a possibility? So many of us wanted to do this, me included. So many people. I guess CaseOh was one of them.
just playing video games.
The biggest names were clearing their parents' annual salaries in a single weekend, and after watching that, it became Case's dream job. The problem was he knew the odds, especially in his situation.
The odds are shit. They are shit. Like, look at how big my channels are. I've got 2,300 on YouTube now. By the way, 2,300 people are subscribed to my channel, and it's growing by like 10 or 20 every day. Thank you, everybody. I don't know why you like me, but I'm glad you do, and welcome to the channel. But also, and on on Twitch here, I have a little over 600, just around 650 maybe. Hey, wait, where's my Twitch stats? Here it is. I've got 635. So like, this is actually a silver bullet in comparison nowadays as well. Like, to get as far as I have is also very unheard of. It's extremely unheard of. So the chances of it actually like turning into a job for people is not very high. It isn't. But I mean, like, if you get on the grind, you have a higher chance than if you didn't. Ha! I almost stopped the recording.
His Wi-Fi was barely good enough to even watch YouTube. Uploading to
Oh yeah, I got that one. That was one of the reasons why I didn't get into it.
Or streaming on Twitch, forget it. So he buried it. He graduated high school, bounced between jobs, often working 2 at a time, just to keep the lights on. For 6 years. 6 years of clocking in somewhere he didn't want to be. 6 years of watching other guys his age blow up online doing the exact same thing he'd given up on.
Holy
By
shit.
the end of it, Case was broke. Burnout. He was one bad...
Looked good, though. Looked really good. But I can also understand the problem. Because this is... Oh my god, this is like looking into a mirror. My god.
week away from walking into a recruiter's office and signing up for the military. Then his mom stepped in, and she asked him the question that changed everything. Why not take a real shot at the whole streaming thing? What's the worst that happens? Now, streaming is one of the most competitive jobs.
And there's the difference. I'm the one that asked myself, why don't I give it a try?
On the planet. And if you're like Case, trying to pursue it full time, you need to understand. There's levels to this.
I should probably reiterate. My mom is giving me the chance to actually make it happen. She is giving me the try. So far, it's doing okay. It's not doing, like, the biggest numbers that I would hope it is, but it's doing okay. I am making some kind of money. But I was the one that had to kick my own ass into gear and actually get it started. I did it actually during a health crisis. I couldn't go to work anyway, so I figured, you know what? Let's try to make some sort of lemonade out of this giant-ass lemon that hit me in the face.
Level 1, you can quit your job. Level 2, you're living large. And at level 3, you're the top 1% of the top 1%.
That's like level
there's no direct
30.
translation from Twitch viewers to money. So for the sake of the example, we're going to say you reach level 1 at around 100 viewers. Once you're there, you can take the leap to streaming full time, which getting there sounds totally reasonable.
No, you're going to need to be a little bit higher than 100 viewers, I'm going to be perfectly honest. 20, 25 viewers, like, you're not making anything from ad revenue. You need to luck out on in getting a couple whales, maybe, that jump into your channel that want to, you know, really support you as a streamer. But the majority of your channel are going to be, you know, just viewers. And unfortunately, ad revenue is kind of shit.
It's not. Somehow convincing 100 people to watch you live is brutal. In the past year, 18.4 million people opened up Twitch and broadcasted live on the platform. I want you to guess how many of them actually made it to level 1. Seriously, throw a number out there.
I'm not even at level 1.
The answer is 165,536.
That's
less
pretty
than
big
1%.
number.
For every person who gets to level 1, there's 100 that don't. Every big streamer you see today spent days, weeks, if not months streaming to an audience of 0. I mean, take Jinxie for example. He streamed to just 5 viewers for a year and a half before he ever made it.
5 viewers? He's grinding!
And I'm throwing all of these numbers at you for a reason, because without them, you wouldn't understand how truly insane what happens next is. Okay, so hate to interrupt myself here, but let's say you're like CaseOh and don't love your day job. Maybe you're not all that interested in streaming, but you've got a business idea and just don't know where to
Ad time. Speaking of which, sorry about that, Sin. Yeah.
actually start? Well, let me tell you about WAP.
WAP!
WAP is the world's largest internet market. It's where you go to create, connect, and transact all in one place. Coaching, paid communities, clothing brands, software, whatever it is, WAP handles the entire back end for you. Pay-ins, payouts, all of it. The scale is wild. Over 18 million people are on the platform, and businesses on WAP are pulling in more than $3 billion a year. You've got thousands of solopreneurs running right next to major brands like Kalshi, 11 Labs, and Polymarket. And here's the kicker that gets me. WAP Treasury actually pays you 6% on every dollar your business earns on the platform. Your money's working while you're working. So if you're stuck in a job you hate, go to WAP.com to start your business today.
Because in like 24 hours.
That's actually kind of cool. I like that. It's almost like a bank with a high interest rate. But, probably not something I'm going to be jumping into anytime soon.
Y'all took me from nothing to crazy.
You see, CaseOh hit level 1 in the first hour of his first ever stream. And
Wait, what? Holy shit, what did he do?
He didn't just get lucky.
Hey, y'all came through deep from the top, man.
In the days before he went live for the first time, CaseOh was already laying the groundwork. He spent days filming and editing clips of him playing NBA 2K23. And on September 10th, 2022, he uploaded 22 videos to TikTok. The next morning, he woke up to over 10,000 followers, and a comment section flooded with one
Holy crap!
question. So that night, he went live for the first time, and the floodgates opened.
When I look down and I see 126 viewers, bro, I cannot believe it.
Neither can I. That's insane. That's crazy, bud. Like he basically he baited them in almost. Like he set up his little box with a stick propping it up, and then he just baited it with a bunch of carrots, and not just like put a little carrot underneath the box. He also made like a trail of M&Ms. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. And 10,000 views. Oh, that 1%. That's kind of the rule that I've been kind of going off of. 1% of everything is going to translate back to your stream and into your revenue in a way, right? 1% of your your subscriber base will usually show up. 1% of your viewers will actually talk. 1% of those talkers will actually like donate or subscribe and doing all that. 1% of raiders will stick around. And then once again, 1% of those raiders that stick around will talk, and 1% and 1% and 1%. It's all in 1%. So if you get like 10,000 people on TikTok, even 1% of those guys showing up for your first live, that's saying something. That's good.
From that day on, he followed the same routine. Clock into the 9 to 5, hit the second job, cut a few lawns, then come home and stream until he couldn't keep his eyes open.
Fair.
I don't want to go sleep, man. I don't want to go to work, man. I want another build, dog. All I want to do is make builds and play 2K forever. Why do I gotta go work?
After each
Good question, bud.
stream, he'd find the best moments, clip them, and fire them back onto TikTok. The loop fed itself. Yep. Inside a week, he'd blown past 100,000 TikTok followers. Every stream was pulling 500 plus concurrent viewers.
Damn!
You said call the boss.
Within a week, the guy hit partner basically on Twitch. That's insane.
This your life now, cuz? Dude, imagine.
And the number that actually mattered, he was making more money streaming at night than he was at his day job.
And no, y'all literally just donated more than I make in a week in one night. Bruh.
Damn.
Bruh.
But CaseOh.
Damn. So TikTok, a lot of people prepping with edited vids of showing highlights of your gaming and personality. Sounds like a smart strat since TikTok. Yeah, TikTok's really good. Like, it's pretty, by the sounds of it, it's pretty easy to blow up on TikTok. I do have a TikTok, and I was trying to keep up with it. It's just, admittedly, I was being lazy. Maybe I should start trying throwing a few more stuff on TikTok.
Still kept his head on straight. What shows up overnight can also disappear overnight. So before he quit his day job, he needed proof that this wasn't a fluke. So he made a deal with his chat, hit 5,000 Twitch subs, and he'd quit his job.
This a day we're gonna remember forever, you feel me? This a day we gonna remember forever. You know I love y'all, man. Thank you, bro. It's all y'all, you feel me? Thank you, man.
Damn, honestly, that's a good one. Okay. At this point, guys, okay? Let me throw down a little bit of math for you. At this point, there's no way he's actually partner. There is no way he is, because like he's been going at it for like a week. He might have hit partner, and if that the math will be even better. But every sub, right? Every sub is basically 250. Right? So 5,000 times 250. That's more than most people make in 3 months of like full-time work. So, yeah. That's crazy. Is the biggest growth platform, though very hard to grow audience to other socials. If you do free, make sure to use your short setup for TikTok vids. Yep, no, that's exactly what I usually do for my my vids. That's why I like you guys clipping. Clippers are amazing. I love clippers. Clippers are great. I got quite a few of you guys who are really good clippers. Granted, React content not great for clipping, unfortunately, but I get a lot of other videos from those.
Time CaseOh in the building, and I'm laying in their mouth too.
Within just a few weeks, it was a done deal. Case's fan base was new, but dedicated, and they wanted to see him pursue this thing full time.
Like I said, I've been dreaming of wanting to, be a streamer, a content creator since I was 13 years old. I finally took the leap, bro. I finally took the leap, and y'all came through for you, boy. For real, y'all came through crazy.
Now, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows from here. His internet was still garbage, like genuinely bad. Streams would lag or even just end because the connection bottomed out.
Do you see what I deal with?
Yeah.
And when you're trying to build an audience,
That I was the same. I remember one time when I lived back at home, right? When I was, around the 13 age, right? Same as CaseOh. I was like, I want to try playing one of these fancy Minecraft server things. So I went into a Minecraft server, and it was like, they had a Hunger Games thing going on. I was like, okay, I want to give this a try. So I go into there. The match started. I turned around and everything was like lag, and I was dead. That's how bad it was. I was like, there's no way I can do content creation like this. I need better internet. But how could I get better internet if I lived out on the freaking boonies? It's not like my parents were going to move into town just for me.
that's the kiss of death. If your stream ends, they move on to the next.
Yep.
Eventually, numbers started slipping. For a couple months, it looked like maybe the whole thing was a fluke. Maybe the bubble had already popped.
I seen the numbers when I very first started. The hype was there because I first blew up. Had like 800 viewers every night. Then I seen it dip to like 100, 150. I was like, I gotta do something different or it's gonna go under.
Then he picked up a different game, Hogwarts Legacy. It was kind of a weird choice. It had a totally different audience from the 2K crowd he'd built.
Really? Hogwarts Legacy blew him up a little bit further? I'm assuming. I'm doing an assumption right now. But man, when this game came out, this actually killed a lot of people. Granted, controversy tends to, let people explode. So, not like I have a problem with Hogwarts Legacy. I understand the hate against it because people don't like the creator, but like, separate the creator from the creation from the creator. We do that with what's it called? HP Lovecraft anyway, right?
But he streamed it anyway, clipped a moment, and posted it to TikTok.
Well, I see the sun peeking through the window a little bit. Sleep schedule gone now. Gotta make Hufflepuff proud, though. Hey, it's what it is, man.
That one video alone pulled in over 18 million views.
Holy
Just
shit.
like that, he's back. Viewership climbs to 600. Keeps climbing. Month after month. Every week, another clip going viral. Another wave of new viewers funneling straight into the stream. The snowball was rolling again. By May 2023, CaseOh was averaging over 2,500 viewers.
Damn.
A legitimate name in streaming culture.
If you don't know who he is, you gotta be living under a rock.
Yeah, that's basically me. I was living under a rock, still living under a rock until today. I've heard nothing but good things about this man. Nothing but good things.
And this is level 2. At level 2, you're starting to live large. You're in big boy money territory. At this point, you're not going to bed
Probably not that high, but at the same time.
afraid the whole thing vanishes overnight.
All right, man, my dad. Get him out of here!
With over 2,500 average viewers, CaseOh was sitting somewhere just inside the top 1,000 streamers on Twitch. Incredible by any measure, but remember, Twitch is stacked top heavy. And when I say top heavy, I mean it.
Yep.
At any given moment, there are about 3 million users on Twitch watching content. When you break down the viewer distribution by channel rank, the picture gets pretty clear. Out of the millions of channels on the platform, the top 250 pull over half the viewership. That's
There's a lot of people. So, and unfortunately, like the bottom half, like, look, I love everybody here. I love you all. Everybody who watches my streams, everybody who watches my videos on YouTube. I love them all. The problem is that a lot of people will probably not stick around as your channel gets much bigger, because unfortunately there's a lot of people who watch small streamers because, one, for two to three reasons. The first one, they want to see that streamer explode. They want to be on ground zero for that streamer, right? But the vast majority of small stream watchers are there in order to have almost like, not a parasocial, but like an almost parasocial style relationship with the streamer, because the streamer's small and they want to, you know, do good for their channel. So they're going to talk to their audience a lot more. They're actually going to have one-on-one conversations, and it's a little, smaller streamers can give you a little more of a personal space to hang out in. Whereas in a big streamer, like, you're mostly just talking into a nebulous void. The chances of your message actually being seen and spoken to is, well, a percentage based on how many people are in that chat and how many times the other chatters are actually saying anything. So there's a lot of people who will go in there and be like, oh, this is fun. See the thing moving and be like, I'm probably just going to back out. Or just put this on in the background. So once again, yeah, the chats just fly. It's true. So that's why when you're a small streamer, you have to be able to be comfortable to talk to 0 people, because what's the difference between talking to a chat that's not moving and a chat that's going a million miles an hour? At that point, you basically are just talking to yourself again. Maybe you'll see a couple messages pop up and you'll just, you know, jump off of that message, and then turns out 30,000 more messages went through at that same moment. Man, so yeah, it's a struggle sometimes in order to go smaller to bigger. Or there are weirdos who are going to get away with sending sus. True, that's the other thing. Moderation is a lot further down when you're a small streamer, so people can get away with saying and doing weird things. So people like to go into smaller streams because of that, which is nice because that gives you that boost. But now you're having to deal with pretty crummy situations. But anyway.
What's the difference between level 2 and level 3? While it seems like the easiest jump on the ladder here, it's actually the most difficult. There's a specific blueprint nearly every streamer has followed to make this jump. Here, I'll break it down for you. What you're looking at right now is 5 of the biggest streamers on the planet. Each at the moment they were averaging exactly 2,500 viewers. Pay attention to the setups. None of them are exciting. The rooms are pretty basic, the camera quality kinda sucks. There's no production value. They look like what they are. Just guys streaming from their bedrooms. Now fast forward to when those same streamers are pulling 10,000 viewers a night. Everything's changed. The lighting's dialed in. The cameras are crisp. The rooms look intentional. This is the blueprint kicking in. And it all starts with one realization. At this level, streaming isn't just a job anymore.
Think like a business. Streaming isn't just a job. Monetize attention. Track that works. Yeah.
It's a business, and like a business, the goal is to make as much money as possible. The internet, for whatever reason, craves a spectacle, and the spectacle game is pretty easy to play. You've kinda just gotta spend money to make money. The setup is just the start. Next comes the move to LA. Buy the mansion, drop the I just bought my dream car video. Hire a dozen editors to pump out clips around the clock. By the time you're clearing 50,000 viewers, it turns into an optimization race.
Wait, what was that? Andrew Tate responds to Aiden Ross after Kick Streamer said he's a blah 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 and a blah blah blah.
Race. Every stream, every upload, every second of content is engineered to milk the cash cow.
Kai Sinet demands your attention. Okay.
The longer you stay on the top, the more efficient it becomes. And weirdly, the more
Why would anybody watch the look at my car / house walkthrough? It's the same reason why a lot of people watch a lot of those generic Isekai animes. It's, well, the intended reason why they want the people to watch them. It's the self-insert sort of thing. It's more you want to watch somebody who grew themselves from nothing to something great and then try and like put yourself in their shoes. It's kind of like, I could do that. I could do that. Or you just kind of want to be part of that in some way, shape, or form. It's kind of how this whole thing, but in IRL, I guess. Yeah, exactly. They're looking at the streamer and just trying to put themselves in their shoes. It's the parasocial thing.
Internet praises you for it. But the spectacle only works if people are still looking. Relevancy is the whole game. The second your numbers dip, the money goes with it.
Stay relevant. Podcast circuit, streamer event, be in the conversation.
So you're forced to stay visible. You hit the podcast circuit, impulsive on Monday and blank on Thursday. You show up to every mainstream streamer event. You become a permanent fixture in the conversation because the conversation is the product. And the fastest way to stay in the conversation is to stand next to someone bigger than you. Take those same 5 streamers and pull up their biggest streams of all time. Ninja, Fortnite with Drake, Hayden Ross, the Donald Trump interview, Kai Cenat, the LeBron stream that pulled over 1 million concurrent viewers.
Well, that's another thing. Streaming and growing as a streamer, a lot of the time it's a ladder game. You start at the bottom, and then you make a friend with somebody who's a little bigger than you. Then you make a friend of somebody who's a little bigger than that. Then you keep on pulling yourself up and pulling yourself up. There's a lot of people who say that they want to, that they'll be like, oh, I'll never forget about the little people, and I'll never forget about the little people. But there's sometimes when you're growing exponentially, for instance, the little people are no longer able to, give you what you're looking for anymore. So a lot of streamers will just, walk away from them. Like, look, there's no point to me watching you because all I'm doing is giving you a boost. You're not giving me a boost anymore. I hope, against hope, I will never be like that. And as far as I'm concerned, I never will. And if I ever do, guys, dig up this video and show it to me again. Bring me back down to earth because I need a reality check. I will do my best never to be like that if that ever happens. Slap him in the face with it. Exactly.
That's the blueprint. I'm not necessarily saying it's bulletproof or guaranteed, but it's the safe route. Every streamer who's made it to the top 250 has run some version of that exact playbook based on constant evolution. But CaseOh ignored this approach altogether. His strategy is quite literally the opposite in just about every possible sense.
Do the same. And that's one of... honestly, I really respect this because here's the thing. When people talk about selling out, they get it confused. A lot of people think that selling out means that you're... Oh, I'm going to go and get myself brand deals. I'm going to get myself advertisement revenue and all that sort of thing so I can, make more money and blah, blah, blah. And people call that selling out. That's not selling out. That's literally doing your job as a content creator. The part that's selling out is when you start changing in order to get more, which is where a lot of businesses end up getting themselves into trouble because they're trying to support the the shareholders, which, let's be perfectly honest, you viewers are shareholders for a streamer. It's just you're not getting as much out of it. That's the problem. I'm the little guy with Sloth and Chaos. They are way bigger than me comparatively. Well, yeah, but you guys are very, very much friends. As long as there's no problem with that, then you guys will just continue to grow each other. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just there's a lot of times when people will do that, and then they'll be like, okay, now I need to jump into the next friend group in order to get myself from 10 to 20, then 20 to 50, then 50 to 100, then 100 to 1,000, and then just keep on going up. And then that friend group you had from 0 to 10, you completely ignore and ditch. That's where kind of the problem is. I wanted to actually try and grab those friends as I'm running up the ladder and bring them up as far as they want to go. If they don't want to go any further, they don't have to go any further. But met 5 months ago, and we now play D&D on the weekends. Hell yeah, brother! That's a dream. That's good. But yeah, where was I with my previous comment here? Oh right. So a lot of streamers are trying to appease the shareholders, so the viewers, in order to keep on making the content bigger and bigger and better and better and more extravagant so that they're trying to get a little bit more of their time and money's worth out of you. And that's what businesses do quite a lot. And a lot of the time, they do the enshittification process. CaseOh is the little mom and pop shop that ended up growing into a fantastic business and is just doing good things so far. Twitch is also extremely top heavy. You can be the top 5% with less than 10 average viewers. It's true.
The last time we talked about CaseOh, he was fresh off of Hogwarts, averaging 2,500 viewers. So let's run that same comparison from earlier and fast forward to when he's at 10,000. Not much has changed. I mean, sure, he did buy a new house, but he moved.
He could buy a new house in order to support a better internet, and thus he can do what he was doing, but a little better, and just give the people what they want.
From a trap house to a trailer just across town. Either way, at the end of the day, his computer monitor is still being held up with a vacuum cleaner.
If I don't have the vacuum cleaner holding up the back of the monitor, it'll fall over. And then back here are my PCs. You can tell they're being held up by books as well.
And the camera quality seems to somehow have gotten worse.
Chat, my stream quality is actually so crispy. It looks like it's in 4K.
Since Hogwarts, he's continued to stream 4 to 6 nights a week. Same time, same chat, rotating through whatever random games he feels like. Supermarket Simulator, Granny, Dress to Impress.
What is this? Why is it on my front page?
Oh my.
Playing it.
I'm playing
Games a normal person wouldn't think to stream. But then you watch for 5 minutes and you start to get it.
This is the funniest dude on the internet right now.
Just plays the most random everything.
CaseOh, where'd he come from? 200,000 viewers playing Fall Guys yesterday.
Because the game isn't the point.
And you probably got like 200,000 viewers bitching and moaning on something. And that's the thing. Like, so all these bigger YouTubers, they're just throwing their, I mean, let's be perfectly honest, I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm throwing my own opinions out into the world and hoping people will just vibe with it. CaseOh's doing the real work. CaseOh's doing real fucking work. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yep.
The chat isn't there for the games. They're there to watch him fall out of his chair for the 10th time this month and narrate it like he's describing a car accident.
Yo, that almost killed me. Oh! Yo! Chat! The chat!
That just looked like he threw himself out of his chair, but I'm pretty sure I know exactly what happened. He leaned a little bit too heavy on one side, and the thing just kicked out from underneath him.
Eric's dead, dude!
To watch him get jump scared by a horror game and scream at a volume that blows out the mic. And that's why it worked. By January of 2024, CaseOh was averaging over 50,000 concurrent viewers every single night.
Holy
making
frick!
him the #3 ranked streamer on all of Twitch.
Damn.
Like, my mind is weird. Like, in my mind, I still don't have the thought of, like, I still made it. Yeah. Because in my mind, I feel like if I have that thought and tell myself that I made it, you don't want to get, like, lazy. It's going to go downhill. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
By every metric the industry at.
And that's the thing. When you, as a content creator, one of the greatest things you need to do is when something goes good for you, even if it's not actually like crazy in that moment, you need to do everything in your power in order to keep that momentum going. And as soon as that momentum stops, things start rolling downhill. For me, one of my breakouts was literally just watching Metal Sonic versus Dragon Ball Z, and all the Sonic fans came out of the woodworks for that. And it was fun. It was fun, and that got my YouTube channel monetized. I'm an extremely small creator in comparison. I know channels that are much larger than me that still aren't monetized. I got lucky. I got so friggin' lucky. But seeing that, you know, content reaction, like doing a react channel, you know, really resonated with people. I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to feed this machine. I'm going to keep feeding it. So now not only am I feeding it, I'm feeding it more every day. I'm not making anywhere near the same amount of numbers as I made from that one video. God, if I was, I would be so happy right now because I'd actually be making probably a pretty decent killing. But I'm making an okay amount at this point. I would love to make more, obviously, but I don't want to go any further than I already am, at least on the reaction side. I want to finally get comfy with this so that later I can start adding gaming and adding art. Because those are the things I really want to give out.
Actually uses, CaseOh is underperforming. He's leaving growth on the table at every possible turn. He doesn't invest in new setups, he doesn't upgrade his gear, and has no real plan to optimize himself. Every analyst will tell you he could be twice the size he is if he just ran the playbook like everyone else. And honestly, they're probably right. But here's the thing. CaseOh never looked at any of that and felt like he was losing something. Buying a house in the hills, pulling up in a supercar, collecting all the things that say you've made it. None of that ever seemed to be important to him. And there's nothing wrong with wanting those things. A lot of creators go in with exactly that goal in mind. But CaseOh sits in this rare category of someone who actually reached the I made it moment and genuinely doesn't want it.
It was never about like being huge, just like, because it didn't matter the money. You know, I just wanted to do what I loved for a living.
Yeah, and that's the same with me. If I could make a livable wage doing this, my God, I'd be so happy. If I can make a little bit more, obviously I'd be even happier. But like my main goal is just to make a livable wage, and I'd be set. Anything else is luxury. Yes, exactly. I have a friend in mid-40s, still with student debt. Yep. I was lucky. I had a decent job that allowed me to get out of student debt in a decent amount of time. Got myself a job, or got myself a home, was doing good. But just like CaseOh, going to work was like pulling teeth. I did it because I had to. But the simple fact that I was doing that and everything else that I had dreamed of, that I had grown to want and do, and it was just gone forever. It's like I couldn't live with it anymore. I just couldn't. I was so depressed. I was so angry at myself all the time. I had spent years in heavy depression just because I couldn't do the things I loved. But now that I've actually started streaming, like I haven't felt depressed or had any like anxiety or panic attacks in the last like year and a half that I've been doing streaming, and it's been great. That's why I'm really trying hard in order to make this a legitimate thing. So let's see what happens. We're going to keep pushing.
Be, you know, pinching pennies to make it, but as long as I get to stream every day instead of go to work, I was cool with that.
Yeah.
You know?
But to be clear, it's not like he's allergic to money. He's the #3 streamer on Twitch. The guy is doing just fine. But there's a difference between making money and squeezing every last cent out of your audience. He's never done any kind of subathon. No. He doesn't say yes to every brand that comes knocking, and he doesn't manufacture drama to give the numbers a little bump. The way he sees it, you can't leave money on the table if it was never what you sat down for.
Some of my most favorite jobs I ever had were the jobs where I was making pennies. Yo, I'm not even finna lie to y'all. I think y'all just donated more than my week's paycheck in one night. I'm talking about sitting in the parking lot of the dollar store, having to call my mom, be like, hey, can you spot me $50 for food for the rest of the week? But you know what? I was happy. Like, if I could turn this into something and just be able to do this with y'all.
I would be happy with that too. Unfortunately, I have a family that I want to take care of, so I need a little bit more than $50 to take care of myself. And I don't want to be the type of person that's reliant on my parents all the time. Right now I am, which makes me very upset. But I'm doing this because my mom's allowing me to try and pursue this. Or at least giving it a year.
All every day, that'd be a dream come true. Yeah, I was broke. But it was alright because the job was cool. Dude, I'm not worried about Twitch ad revenue. I would rather people have a good viewing experience than make an extra, you know, whatever a month.
So that's the money half of the blueprint. The mansion, the supercar, the optimization strategy. But the blueprint isn't only about money.
Stand next to someone bigger. This is what I was talking about earlier. Do collabs. Borrow attention. Biggest streams often come from bigger names. Yep. And that's the thing, right? Like, collab with a big person and then try and like be shoulder to shoulder with that person. That way their audience will be like, oh, maybe that person's just as funny, and then they'll come over to your place, and then you'll start growing, and then you'll start getting bigger, and all that. That's how a lot of people do it, and then they just kind of like, and they're just using people. They're not actually trying to make connections. I don't want that. Don't get me wrong. If someone bigger than me comes up and says, hey, you want to hang out? I'll be like, okay, yeah, sure. but I don't want to do it just to steal their views. I want to do it, you know, for a connection, for another friend. If I get bigger because of it, fantastic. I'm going to drag other friends up with me.
The other half of the blueprint
Kicking
is
and
relevancy.
screaming.
The streaming world has a short memory, and the way you fight that is by staying in the conversation. Podcasts, events, collabs, it all comes down to the same idea. Stand next to someone bigger than you, and you get to share some of their spotlight. Well, if you thought he was underperforming on the money side of the blueprint, just listen to this. In 3 years as one of the biggest streamers on the planet, he's done exactly one traditional collab. Jinxie.
What's the furthest you've ever traveled?
Florida. And that was one time to go to Jinxie's house.
And that collab is, almost word for word, the only existing footage of CaseOh outside of his own house.
My friend brought this up yesterday to me when we
I need an emote of dragging them off stage. Yeah, I need one of those emotes too. That sounds so fun.
were chilling. He said it's crazy that Jinxie literally has the only recorded footage of me outside of my own stream setup. Like, he is the only one that's got me out of my room.
Matter of fact, it was the first time he'd ever left the state he was born in.
So this is the first time you've ever been out of, like, Florida? Or out of Arkansas, my bad. Wow.
It's just, I don't know, I'll be getting homesick. I get away from home for too long, I'm just, man, I don't know.
Over the last 3 years, CaseOh's won 5 different awards.
And the Streamer Award goes to...
CaseOh!
CaseOh!
Damn!
He hasn't shown up to a single one in person.
Mr. Beast tweeted you. Oh, yeah, I talked to him, yeah. I can't even go on a Mr. Beast video due to fear of airplanes.
Fair?
Ain't that bad, chat?
According to the blueprint, all of those things just come with the territory of being in the top 1%.
Well, obviously they don't care enough about hanging out with you to go visit with you then, right? If Mr. Beast wants you in a video, he can come to you. You don't have to go to him.
But CaseOh is avoiding all of it. And when you stack it all up, not going to award shows, turning down the collabs, even the fact that he's only left the state of Arkansas once, you start to wonder if there's more to it than just not caring.
Chat, I didn't tell y'all this, bro. When I was changing setups to go from the trap house into the trailer, I was literally a mental wreck for like a week straight.
Really?
Because I don't know if anybody else has this, but dude, I have like some form of horrific OCD that I've had for years, that if something even minor changes, I'm gonna die.
You see.
Oh, I see. That explains a little bit. That explains a lot. That's why, even though he's guaranteed he's making hundreds of thousands a month, he still has a vacuum cleaner holding his computer up. That's why his desk is basically 3 books and a pancake. Like, he kind of needs it to be that way. Otherwise, his brain throws, like, just short circuits.
OCD is one of the most misunderstood conditions out there. People hear the word and picture someone who just likes
You like your kitchen sink to shine, and your stove can never be clean enough. Does that mean you have obsessive compulsive disorder? Answering that question requires a deeper look into OCD. Is and why some people with OCD are compelled to clean. Well, it's not just that. It's a lot more. Mental illness is nebulous. It's so big.
Things clean and organized. And while that can be a part of it, that's not exactly what it is. At its core, OCD is anxiety. For CaseOh, moving into a new house meant moving into an environment that was full of variables his brain hadn't had the chance to map out yet.
Like when I take my hat off and put it on the counter, same spot every night. If it goes in a different spot, I'm dead.
Everything becomes unpredictable. And for someone with OCD, an unpredictable environment is one thing that can't be controlled. Each unknown stacks on top of the last until his brain is sent into overdrive.
Chat, here's some lore for you. Every time I would leave to work in the morning, I would go outside my house and I would have to check that my doorknob was locked 37 times. I would have to start my drive to work, take a block back around to my house, and check it another 11 times. And then I could go to work.
Which explains why his setup is
That's insane. That is so insane.
barely changed over the years.
Yep.
It's one of the places where his brain already knows the answers to all the questions. It's his rules, at his pace, all in an environment that makes him most comfortable. But that need for predictability doesn't stay contained to his house. It follows him everywhere.
I went out in public 3 times in a row. I got recognized all 3 times. I never went outside again, bro. Like some people, bro, came up like, hey, yo, can I get a picture? Everybody started looking. I'm like, oh man, dude, I was about to pass out, man.
Outside of that room, he controls nothing. Who's around him, how they got there, whether someone grabs his shoulder before he sees it coming. None of it is up to him.
I feel that way when we go on vacation, overthink and start double checking if we did do something. Yeah, no, I can understand that.
I don't go out in public. I don't. Never.
When he's at home, it's easier to manage because, well, he's in his own house. But in public, there's no way to make the unknown stop. It's not only uncomfortable, but also insanely overwhelming.
That could also explain why he was so, like, scared, or not scared, but, like, anxiety-ridden going to work all the time. Like, you can't control anything at work. You really can't. Sometimes you can if the work is extremely, like, mundane and, like, repetitive, but at that point, it's also mind-numbing and terrible because, like, there's nothing new. It's just the same.
You would have a better chance
in a bad way
of actually winning the Powerball lottery than ever seeing me in public. That's how rare it is. No joke.
The blueprint says the path forward revolves around a constant state of evolution. The more you change, the newer things are, the more excited people are to watch. But for CaseOh, that path has never really been accessible the same way it is for everyone else.
When he locks in, it's just eyes peeking up from the bottom of the screen.
And yet, here he is.
Literally almost 1,000 away from 10 million.
Damn.
Say it ain't so. This is a moment in history? No, this is a moment in history.
Behind everything, the awards, the numbers, the journey from a rice mill to the #3 spot on Twitch, almost nothing has actually changed.
You definitely gonna do this full time? Hey, I hope so, CJ. That'd be a dream come true for you, boy, man.
Hell
my
yeah.
parents don't have to work no more either. That'd be a dream come true too.
That's another big thing. I want to give back to my parents doing the things that I love doing. I want to give back to them by killing myself. I want to give it back to them by doing something that I love. It's bright for once in all the previous videos. Yeah.
Bro. He's been grounded in the fact that streaming was never about being the very best. It was always about building a life worth living, for himself and for the people he loves.
Wait, Mom, we're about to hit 10 million. I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Oh my goodness.
I can't believe what I'm seeing. We're about to hit 10 million! No way we're actually about to hit it.
Oh my god.
We hit 10 million, baby! Let's go! 10 million on YouTube!
Let's
His
go!
mom was there before any of this made sense.
She brought me some...
Who has the best son in the world? Yep, it's me. The world is a better place with you in it. That's adorable.
Balloons in here! Yo! She brought me some balloons! Get a pose in there with
10 mil!
Before all of the awards and money, before tens of thousands of people were waiting for him to go live, she was the only one who pushed him to try streaming in the first place.
That's a dadgum diamond play button!
Hell yeah.
You've had this? What? It wouldn't be possible without y'all, Chad. And you know who else it wouldn't be possible without?
My mom. Sorry.
Mom, come stand in front of the camera. Look at that.
And his dad,
That's adorable.
the man who spent his whole life doing the kind of work nobody claps for.
My dad, for example, like, dude, his whole life just working. He's had multiple back surgeries, multiple wrist surgeries, multiple foot surgeries, all from just working his whole life.
The man he watched and worked alongside with do it with no complaints.
I worked with my dad, and we were both maintenance men. Maintenance ain't easy work. You know, you're crawling under sinks, you're changing faucets, you're...
That was a little creepy having somebody walk in the back. Well, he's not living alone. There's other people in that house with him. And it's the same with me. Like, my dad did the same thing. Hell, my dad worked at a mill and he almost died because he got an aneurysm. He worked himself nearly to death. My mom ended up having to pick up the pieces and she ended up working herself nearly to death as well. And it's rough. And a lot of parents, they'll go through that and be like, that's just how the world has to be. That's what you have to do. And some parents are like, I don't want this for my kid. You can do more. You can do better. You can do bigger. So do what's happy. Some others, they can't. They see that the world isn't a rainbow, because it's not. It's not. But that doesn't mean it can't have a chance to be.
Crawling up in attics, you know, all that, just nasty.
The same man that taught him how to work was eventually the one who told him to quit his regular job and do what he loved.
I remember the night we hit 5,000. I was like, all right, tomorrow I'm gonna call my boss. I remember I got him to call because I was scared. Like, hey, boss, you know, I'm playing video games for a living, but it'd sound better coming from my dad because, you know, my dad was essentially like his right-hand man.
Yep.
But yeah.
So when streaming became a reality, he made sure that the two people who spent their lives building him up never had to work again.
What has been like the most fulfilling thing that you've run into in your career?
Just that everybody gets to chill.
Yeah.
And they have to get away from the jobs they hated and everything like that, and we can all just chill and do this. That's the best thing. I was gonna say they're retired because they do it because, you know, they don't want to just chill and do nothing. They do a lot of stuff for me. Like my dad, if I need something to go get or something, he goes and gets it. My mom handles all the background, like all of it.
If you ask Case, that's the whole story right there. In a world where overnight success has a way of quietly hollowing people out, CaseOh never let any of it change him.
The only thing I want to be is a place for people to go for 4 hours a night, forget about life, you know, crack some jokes, you know, have a good time, and just chill out.
And that's...
Yeah, and that is... I respect CaseOh. That is cool. I really like this. The thing that makes me worried about CaseOh is that he is the most comfortable environment, yeah, but by doing that, he is no longer forcing himself into uncomfortable situations. While for most people that's good, when you have a condition like OCD, you need to be able to manage that uncomfortableness to be out in society. It's like if you stop working on a skill, if he needs that skill later, it will have regressed. I can agree on that one. That one's 100% true. And the fact that it's unfortunate to say, but his parents aren't going to be around longer than he is, right? So what's going to happen once they go? Which is unfortunate to think about, but it is a problem. Thankfully, CaseOh has made a lot of friends and does have a way to take care of himself now. I think that one of the biggest variables that's keeping him, you know, like, that is helping him with his OCD is probably the Twitch chat, because that is a chaotic environment just in itself. It's a chaotic environment he understands, so it's not as bad, but it's still always going to be adding a little bit of extra chaos to his world.
Why this story isn't over. CaseOh has already crossed the line that mattered the most. He turned his dream into real life. He helped his family stop working. He became the place he always wanted to be for others. So whatever happens next is just the icing on the cake.
I've been dreaming of this since I was a kid, bro. Y'all for real low-key making dreams come true, bro.
Hell yeah. That was a fantastic story. Even if I could get a percentage of that success, I think I'll be happy, the same as CaseOh. If I go farther, I'll be happy. If I don't, I'll figure it out from there. But anyway, CaseOh's amazing. His story is absolutely stunning. We need more streamers like him in the world. We don't need more just crazy, you know, wealth flaunting influencers anymore. We just need fun people that are actual fun role models to really look up to again. We'll see what happens. Yeah, when someone named CaseOh's left butt cheek gives 10 subs, it's wild when he does or doesn't react. True. But anyway, that was a fun video. Guys, like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. You know the drill. You guys are great. Thank you. What? Hey, did you enjoy that? Was it funny? Well, come and check it out live over on twitch.tv/freeform_art. Make sure you put the _art. We have lots of fun there. We enjoy ourselves, and we want to see you over there. So come on and hang out. See you in a bit.